death of a blade of grass was equal to the assassination of a president, to the watchbirds. And of course, certain machines were living. This followed, since the watchbirds were machines and living. God help you if you maltreated your radio. Turning it off meant killing it. Obviously, its voice was silenced. The red glow of its tubes faded. It grew cold. The watchbirds tried to guard their other charges. Wolves were slaughtered trying to kill rabbits. Rabbits were electrocuted trying to eat vegetables. Creepers were burned out in the act of strangling trees. A butterfly was executed, caught in the act of outraging a rose. This control was spasmodic because of the fewness of the watchbirds. 1 billion watchbirds couldn't have carried out the ambitious project set by the thousands. The effect was of a murderous force, 10,000 bolts of irrational lightning raging around the country, striking 1,000 times a day. Lightning which anticipated your moves and punished your intentions. "Gentlemen, please," the government representative begged. "We must hurry." The 7 manufacturers stopped talking. "Before we begin this meeting formally," the president of Monroe said, "I want to say something. We do not feel ourselves responsible for this unhappy state of affairs. It was a government project. The government must accept the responsibility, both moral and financial." Gelson shrugged his shoulders. It was hard to believe that these men, just a few weeks ago, had been willing to accept the glory of saving the world. Now they wanted to shrug off the responsibility when the salvation went amiss. "I'm positive that need not concern us now," the representative assured him. "We must hurry. Your engineers have done an excellent job. I am proud of the cooperation you have shown in this emergency. You are hereby empowered to put the outlined plan into action." "Wait a minute," Gelson said. "There is no time. The plan's no good." "Don't you think it'll work?" "Of course it'll work, but I'm afraid the cure will be worse than the disease." The manufacturers looked as though they would have enjoyed throttling Gelson. He didn't hesitate. "Haven't we learned yet?" he asked. "Don't you see that you can't cure human problems by mechanization?" "Mr. Gelson," the president of Monroe said, "I would enjoy hearing you philosophize, but unfortunately people are being killed. Crops are being ruined. There is famine in some sections of the country already. The watchbirds must be stopped at once. Murder must be stopped, too. I remember all of us agreeing on that. But this is not the way." "What would you suggest?" the representative asked. Gelson took a deep breath. What he was about to say took all the courage he had. "Let the watchbirds run down by themselves," Gelson suggested. There was a near riot. The government representative broke it up. "Let's take our lesson," Gelson urged. "Admit that we were wrong trying to cure human problems by mechanical means. Start again. Use machines, yes, but not as judges and teachers and fathers." "Ridiculous," the representative said coldly. "Mr. Gelson, you are overwrought. I suggest you control yourself." He cleared his throat. "All of you are ordered by the president to carry out the plan you have submitted." He looked sharply at Gelson. "Not to do so will be treason." "I'll cooperate to the best of my ability," Gelson said. "Good. Those assembly lines must be rolling within the week." Gelson walked out of the room alone. Now he was confused again. Had he been right, or was he just another visionary? Certainly he hadn't explained himself with much clarity. Did he know what he meant? Gelson cursed under his breath. He wondered why he couldn't ever be sure of anything. Weren't there any values he could hold on to? He hurried to the airport and to his plant. The Watchbird was operating erratically now. Many of its delicate parts were out of line, worn by almost continuous operation. But gallantly it responded when the stimuli came. A spider was attacking a fly. The Watchbird swooped down to the rescue. Simultaneously it became aware of something overhead. The Watchbird wheeled to meet it. There was a sharp crackle, and a powerbolt whizzed by the Watchbird's wing. Angrily it spat a shockwave. The attacker was heavily insulated. Again it spat at the Watchbird. This time a bolt smashed through a wing. The Watchbird darted away, but the attacker went after it in a burst of speed, throwing out more crackling power. The Watchbird fell, but managed to send out its message. Urgent. A new menace to living organisms, and this was the deadliest yet. Other Watchbirds around the country integrated the message. Their thinking centers searched for an answer. "Well, Chief, they bagged 50 today," McIntyre said, coming into Gelson's office. "Fine," Gelson said, not looking at the engineer. "Not so fine." McIntyre sat down. "Lord, I'm tired. It was 72 yesterday." I know. On Gelson's desk were several dozen lawsuits, which he was sending to the government with a prayer. They'll pick up again, though, McIntyre said confidently. The hawks are especially built to hunt down watchbirds. They're stronger, faster, and they've got better armour. We really rolled them out in a hurry, huh? We sure did. The watchbirds are pretty good too, McIntyre had to admit. They're learning to take cover. They're trying a lot of stunts. Each one that goes down tells the others something. Gelson didn't answer. But anything the watchbirds can do, the hawks can do better, McIntyre said cheerfully. The hawks are special learning circuits for hunting. They're more flexible than the watchbirds. They learn faster. Gelson gloomily stood up, stretched and walked to the window. The sky was blank. Looking out, he realized that his uncertainties were over. Right or wrong, he'd made up his mind. Tell me, he said, still watching the sky, what will the hawks hunt after they get all the watchbirds? Huh? McIntyre said. Why? Just to be on the safe side, you'd better design something to hunt down the hawks. Just in case, I mean. You think? All I know is that the hawks are self-controlled. So were the watchbirds. Remote control would have been too slow, the argument went on. The idea was to get the watchbirds and get them fast. That meant no restricting circuits. We could dope something out, McIntyre said uncertainly. You've got an aggressive war machine up in the air now, a murder machine. Before that it was an anti-murder machine. Your next gadget will have to be even more self-sufficient, won't it? McIntyre didn't answer. I don't hold you responsible, Gelson said. It's me. It's everyone. In the air outside was a swift-moving dot. That's what comes, said Gelson, of giving a machine the job that was our own responsibility. Overhead, a hawk was zeroing in on a watchbird. The armoured murder machine had learned a lot in a few days. Its sole function was to kill. At present, it was impelled toward a certain type of living organism, metallic like itself. But the hawk had just discovered that there were other types of living organisms too, which had to be murdered. End of story 3.